Let's welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM. We're here in Los Angeles, California, of course, in our US trip. But of course, let's go back home. Of course, we're heading to Brisbane in particular, and of course, been with the of course Victoria Point Sharks team that won the Under 13s Division 3 Girls Premiership about 2 months ago now, 3 months ago. Of course, we've got the coach joins us right now, who's actually been on our show before. Actually, of course, her name's Ash. She joins us right now. Thanks, Ash, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Well, tell us a bit about the amazing season for your under 13 girls team.
Yeah, it was such a good season. So at Sharks, we had two under 13 girls teams. We had a Division 1 and a Division 3. Both teams went through the season like they did so well. Like our Division 1 team went through undefeated, and then our Div3 team obviously went through and won the grand final. So it was just such a good space. Both teams gelled so well together. It was just such a good year all around for the girls in our under 13 space.
Was there any point in the season, Ash, as coach, that you felt, okay, there's something special about this team that you could go all the way?
Um, I've had lots of different feelings about that throughout the season. One in particular was our very first game. We were out at Kenmore, and we were going into the game a few short. Like, we had a few girls that pulled out the day off due to sickness or weren't available. So I think we went into the game maybe 9 players where we field 12. But we went out and the girls did awesome. I think we came we came out with like 180-point win that game. So yeah, that was a big eye opener that the girls were in it this year. But just continuing on through the season, we kept giving the girls little goals to hit in our games, and they would hit every single one of them at every game. And I knew that there was a good chance that the girls were going to go all the way.
Grand final day, how was it like?
I was so nervous. I didn't get much sleep the night before. Like, some little hiccups weren't in the morning for me, but when we got there, the vibes were high. We had hairspray to put through all the girls' hair. We had zinc on our faces. Both teams made it to our grand final, so we had half of the side of the Yoronga footy field covered in gazebos with sharks colours everywhere. So it was such a good feeling, and I could tell the girls were nervous, but like I was too. But they just went out and played like they didn't have any nerves whatsoever.
So, was there any point in the grand final that you felt comfortable enough to go, okay, we've actually got this all wrapped up?
Yeah, so we were down at 3/4 time, and going back into that last quarter, I told the girls just to give it everything. I said, go out there and play the last 15 minutes of the 2024 season and do as best you can. And the girls went out and kicked like 6 goals in the first few minutes of the quarter. And I remember turning to my manager and my assistant coach and like halfway through the quarter and going, like, I didn't take a breath that whole quarter, it felt like, but I breathed and was like, we've done it. And the three of us just started hugging, and it was goal after goal that our girls were kicking. And I was like, oh my God, when's the timer going to go? When's the buzzer going to go? But yeah, right then in that last quarter, I could breathe, and I knew we did it.
Relief or celebration once that siren sounded?
Both. It had been such a work up to this game. So many emotions were going around in the last few weeks before the grand final. So it was both a celebration and a relief.
Who got to hold the Premiership Cup with you on the dais with you?
Our two captains, so Tilly and Kiara.
How special was it to hold the Premiership Cup first in front of the huge masses at Legion Park?
It was such a good feeling. Like, I didn't think, like, going into the season, I didn't think we were going to come away with a grand final win. This is only like this is only my second year of coaching, so never in my wildest dreams would I think of holding a cup, like a premiership cup, as a coach. But I'd been in the losers' shoes before at a grand final, so it was just such a good feeling standing there holding it.
Obviously, you won by 33 points against Jindalee, who obviously they made it through to the grand final first. How was it a surreal experience of beating the Jags at their own game? And I'm assuming that you just had to go through the long way to get there.
Yeah, the Jags were such an incredible team this year. Like all of the girls played so well consistently throughout the year. They were beating teams by a large amount each week. Even us, the 3 times that we had played them before the grand final, they had beaten us by a convincing amount. So, like, going out there and just beating them was such a good feeling.
You know, being up on that stage is a pretty big stage at Yeronga. How surreal was it, and especially to be obviously in the front row with the flag, we're holding the flag, and with your amazing girls with you.
Oh, it was so awesome! Such a surreal moment. Like I said, I didn't think that I would be able to get there at that point this year. So to do that, it was such a good feeling, and there was days after. I'm still pinching myself now thinking about it. Like, it just didn't feel real.
How important was the support from the other under-13s team, who unfortunately fell 3 points short of their grand final against Sherwood? How surreal was their support?
They, like I said earlier, our girls had both teams just gelled so well together. So there was such a good support from my girls after the Div1 girls came off on their loss, and it went the same way. Like the Div1 girls supported my girls and were so happy for my girls after winning and after their loss that there wasn't any jealousy, there wasn't any hard feelings. They all just got around each other and celebrated as well as mourned the loss.
These important questions. The first one is, do you get the chance to kiss on the cup? Be honest.
Yes, I do. It's still currently sitting in my room. The club hasn't asked for it back yet. I believe they still have to find a spot for it at the football club. So it's still in my room, and I'm going to be keeping hard grip on it when they do ask to take it away.
I should have asked you to bring it out with you.
I can grab it.
Yeah, if you got it.
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
Okay.
Here it is.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. So, okay. Now you just posed me a fantastic question I'm going to ask. I wasn't going to ask this, but now you've got the cup there in front of you as well. Did you sleep with it?
Yes, I did. I kicked my partner out of the bed that night. He wasn't too happy. Yes, he slept on the couch that night, and the cup slept next to me.
Oh, that's the best answer I've ever had. Wow. I've never had someone kicking their own loved ones out for a Premiership Cup. So,
yeah, it had to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, the medal, which I can see that's hanging there as well. There it is. How long did you wear your medals around your neck for, and did you sleep with it?
Yes, I did sleep with it. Both teams went back to the sporting club after our grand final, and we had a few drinks there, and all of the Div3 girls, all my girls, wore their medal all the way back. They wore their jerseys back. I don't think most of them didn't take their jerseys off all day, so it stayed on.
Did you bite on your medal? And if so, was it pure gold on the day, Ash?
Yes, I did bite on it, and I think it is, maybe. Probably not. I don't think the league has that kind of budget.
Obviously, 2-3 months on from that day, has it sunk in yet?
It definitely has now. Like the league actually posted a photo of me and my two captains holding it today with like a bunch of other photos. So like seeing it even 2 months on that we won it, it's sunk in now, and it still feels like it feels surreal, but it's sunk in that we did win.
Now, obviously, I can see the football there as well, but I'm not going to talk about that one just yet. Obviously, the flag, I'm assuming you have got the flag with you. So,
Yeah.
wear the flag as a bit of a cape, even though it's really not that big.
No, it hung around the trophy, the cup, most of the day after. So I held on to it for a while, but it hung around the cup most of the time.
I'm assuming some of your players would have enjoyed wearing the flag as a cape of some sort.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Yeah, got amazing players. Now, obviously, you actually had a joint best and fairest winner at your club, best and fairest night. Tell us a bit about Kenzie and Maggie.
Yeah, so Kenzie and Maggie absolutely smashed it this season. Maggie's been playing for a few years with us at the Sharks and footy in general, and it was actually Kenzie's first year playing AFL.
Oh.
But she's just one of those natural talent girls that has picked it up so well. I could put her anywhere on the field and she would just attack the footy at full force. Like she was laying hard tackles all over the field. She's just incredible. And Maggie, she is such an amazing player. She played a lot of our season in our forward line, and I lost count about how many goals she kicked. She was kicking so many goals every game.
And then, of course, it'd be missing me. Obviously, we'll normally most of the I'll be talking about the winners, but obviously you had a fantastic runner-up in Maya as well. Tell us a bit about Maya.
Yeah, so Maya started playing. I coached her last year when she first started playing as well. She's come from a touch family. So another natural talent has picked up the game so well. She hits, like her tackles are so hard. She hits and is not afraid to tackle. She's another player where I could put her anywhere on the field and she'll just do so well. She's incredible.
Now, obviously, the important award that most, other than best and fairest, is the coaches award. Obviously, that went to Freya. Why did you choose Freya to receive this award?
So Freya was one of our new girls this year, and she came from netball. So there was a little bit of passover with it. So she got picked up on a few things, but just she puts in 100% at every training and every game. Everything I ask of her, she would go out and do. And if she didn't understand how to do something, she would come up and ask. And even outside of training, I was getting messages from her dad being like, what can we do to make her better? How can we make her kicking better? How can we make her ground balls better? So she was putting in the efforts both on training day, like on games, outside of training, just anywhere she could, she was making her football better.
Now, of course, obviously your most consistent was Kira, as well as the best finals player, and obviously the most improved was Molly. Similar, pretty much the same question about those two.
Both new players as well, new to the game this year. Kira was a little bit different. I actually played footy with her sister, so I knew Kira coming into this season, and she had picked it up so well. Was always asking questions about where she can improve herself and where she can get better. She unfortunately had a little bit of injury throughout the season, so that set her back. But even while she was injured, she was asking questions about what she can do when she could come back and how she can play better. And especially through our finals series, she didn't stop. Even when her injury started to flare up, she was like, nope, it's 15 minutes, I can do it. And she excelled so well. And Molly, also new to the football, where she came from the start of the season to the end of the season was just such an incredible jump. Like we do for our preseason, we do a lot of trail runs and little park runs and stuff like that. And she was struggling a lot at the start, but then by the end of it, she was running the full 15 minutes quarters. She was kicking on both feet. She was giving everything a go. Like, just the improvement that I saw out of her was incredible.
The accomplishments for yourself getting in there, because also you also won the Chris David the 2024 Youth Coach of the Year as well. What did that mean to you?
It meant so much. Coming into coaching, so I started coaching last year. My intentions was to be the assistant coach of the 13s team. We weren't expecting to get 2 teams. So it was quite rushed when I found out I was coaching, and I didn't feel like I was ready for it. But with the guidance of our other 13s coach, Adam Kratzman, he himself and then my dad, who's coached a long time, they both helped me into feeling more confident with myself to be able to coach. And this year I felt like I really stepped up with my coaching. I pushed myself outside of my comfort zone to try new things, and it was such a good feeling that other people could see how hard I was working to get there. And yeah, it was such a good feeling. I didn't expect it at all. But yeah, it was good.
Now, you mentioned before about obviously you still got the cup, which we can see. Surely you didn't keep your other 2 awards, have you?
Yeah, I do. They're down in my room.
So seriously, the club have got no room to put any of these awards.
No, apparently not.
Oh, that's amazing. We don't need the other 2 award to come out. I'm assuming you're still playing?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so it's a great question I'm going to ask. Now, obviously Victoria Point Sharks is now obviously the Redland Victoria Point Sharks, obviously the combined, their junior football club to align with their senior club. What does the sport of football mean to you now as a player and a coach of the same club?
It's such a great feeling to know that we're all one now. It felt like there was a little bit of divide between the 2 clubs for quite a while, which I tried. That's why I sort of stepped into coaching. I wanted to be that connection between my team, the senior women's, with the younger age groups in our youth club. So to know now that we're all one and under the one name is such a good feeling. And I know there's lots of special things coming for our clubs to combine us all and really fuse us as one.
Saying that, what would be your advice to people that should head down there to Shark Park?
We're one big family down there. I know I can walk around the club and I can be stopped so many times to talk to someone. And it could be people that I've known for a while, or it could be people that I've just met, or people that I don't know. Everybody is willing to stop and have a chat and really make you feel welcome at our club. It's such a supportive club all through our age groups, and both our boys teams and our girls teams. We're all really close, and we're all really as one big family.
Now, I'm assuming the pre-season's already started.
We actually start on Wednesday. So our trail runs start Wednesday.
Okay. I'm assuming you're still holding on to the 13's job at the moment.
I'm actually moving up to the 15s next year. So a lot of the girls that I've had the last few years are moving up. So I'm moving up with them.
Oh, fantastic. You've actually answered my next question I was going to ask. So now we'll finish on with a couple of lighthearted questions about your 13's team. Obviously, an awesome group as well. So I have to ask, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer?
They all really take that role. I made them a playlist that we listened to every game while they were warming up, and a lot of them thought they were the best singers in the room, whether they were or they weren't. I think we had a couple times that while we were at home, we had our change rooms like just cleaned, and we had a couple stack it while dancing right before a game. So I'm like, oh, no more dancing, stop it. But yeah, I couldn't really pinpoint who was one. They're all funny and they like to have a sing and a dance.
Okay, did the team do a TikTok dance?
Oh, they were doing TikToks at trainings, at games, anywhere they could. We actually had in our prelim, it was a hot day, and Maggie actually pulled it out that she told the girls that they needed to hold on because it's just 5 3-minute TikToks to get through a quarter. So like they had to watch 5 3-minute TikToks to get through the quarter, and they'd be done. So they love their TikTok.
Did they rope you into their Premiership TikTok dance if there was one?
Yes, I was in a Premiership TikTok.
Can you remember what it was?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Who had the most embarrassing moment?
Again, I can't pinpoint one. We had my assistant coach, Belle, actually made a little arrow that we brought to every game because our girls would kick the wrong way or run the wrong way. So anytime, like whatever way we figured out we were kicking first, we'd have the arrow pointed that way. So it's probably just a team thing. My team's probably embarrassed themselves.
I'm surprised the arrow didn't make it to your Premiership photo then by the sounds of that.
I think we actually didn't bring it on the day. I think we were quite stressed about it on the day when we couldn't find the arrow. It was a stressful day.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Did you manage to juggle playing and coaching? And was coaching more enjoyable this year, or was playing more enjoyable this year?
It worked out quite well this season, where most of my my trainings for the team I played for fell on the same day as my coaching trainings. So like Wednesdays was my big day where I'd go from under 13s training into my trainings. So it's definitely a juggle trying to do both, but it was sort of the best recovery for me because I play Saturdays and then get up early on Sunday to travel all over Brisbane to coach. So it's sort of a good recovery for me.
It's great to have, someone who's played and now coaching, especially at junior level. And I've never got to ask anyone this question, but I'm going to ask you this. How important is it to have coaches like yourself that are still playing and to have some reliable to what the players on the field in your junior side can relate to?
I think it's so important. Growing up, when I first started playing footy, I was around the same age as the girls, and I was the oldest age group. So there was no one above me. I didn't have a senior women's team to look up to. So being that person for the girls where they can see that I'm still playing and they have something to look up to and see is such an important thing for me. That's sort of why I did it. It was such a good feeling for me as well to run out on a Saturday night and to see all of my girls sitting in the crowd watching me play. I don't think there's a better feeling than having them cheer me on, as well as then the next day me cheer them on. So I think it's so important for those younger girls to have a coach where they can relate to with a playing side. And I would encourage any like senior women or any senior youth girls to coach a younger team. It's such an incredible feeling.
I wish I got to ask all the junior teams I've had on the show, and especially the coaches side of things. How important were the parents been to this successful team that you've coached?
I've been so lucky this season where all of my parents have been so good. I absolutely love every single one of them. They're always willing to help out on Sundays. They're always sending me messages to saying how their daughters are loving it and how great I'm doing. There was definitely a point throughout the season where I struggled a lot, but getting their nice messages or them showing me the support that they do every week is such a great feeling. And I definitely couldn't have done this and couldn't have stepped up without a lot of support from the parents. And I'm so grateful for the group we have.
Well, Ash, it is awesome to have you back on the show again. And obviously this time interviewing you about a premiership success that you've had in the under 13 girls. And I'm due to come back to Queensland next year. So hopefully when I come up there, I'll make sure I catch up with you and your amazing under 15s team
Yes.
that you've carried over from your 13s. Actually watch you play, watch the team play in action. Hopefully another successful season coming up for the Sharks in 2025.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that's the plan. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries, and that's that. Ashley joins, of course, part of the Redland Victoria Point Sharks June Footy Club under 13 girls Premiership success in Division 3. Of course, knocking out Jindalee by 33 points in the grand final about 2.5 months ago. There's more on the Smash Sport show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.